Hello and welcome to The Parting Shot with H. Allen Scott. I am H. Allen Scott, and today we are talking about Only Murders in the Building. Yes, it is back for season 5 on Hulu, and it is so good. I can tell you, because I've seen. It's good. And there's one character on Only Murders in the Building that I'm obsessed with, and I will say I'm biased because I'm friends with him. Cyril Creighton. Now, he's a resident of the building and is kind of a part of the group with Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez. But what's so interesting about Michael's character, Howard, is that he wasn't supposed to be a character at all. In fact, in the first season, Michael tells me it was just sort of a guest star episode that he had, but he was so good playing Howard, and the fan response to Howard has been so intense that Howard is now a regular on every season of Only Murders in the Building. And I am so glad he is, because he's one of those characters that can be made into a shtick, can be kind of a little campy, but in Michael's hands, he becomes this character that has depth, is funny, is a little weird, is a little kooky, but there's something there under the skin that we need to know more about who Howard is. And in season 5, we learn a little bit more about Howard and his backstory and why Howard is the way Howard is, kind of, in a way. So sit back and grab a snack, because I will be right back to talk with Cyril Creighton about season 5 of Only Murders in the Building. Michael, I have to say, first off, so everyone listening or watching, that Michael and I are friends. So that's a full disclosure. I just want to put that out into the world. We've known each other for a hot minute. So how are you, Michael?
I'm doing really good. I'm enjoying the end of summer, sort of now the beginning of fall, which is how it goes. Yeah, I'm good. I
traditionally, yes.
Yes, traditionally that's how the seasons go. I'm excited. Our season premieres soon, like next week, and I'm proud of it, and I love it, and it's exciting to get to talk to you about it and just have it out there in the world.
Well, so that's, yes, obviously, the end of summer going into fall is particularly exciting for you because of the new season of Only Murders in the Building. Now, I, as your friend, as I said, I am, of course, immensely proud and was so excited from the very beginning I would be watching this show. So, even though Steve Martin and Martin Short would definitely require me to watch this show, you being on it would have been like a total requirement. And in the beginning, you weren't a regular, right? It was a guest star appearance, right?
Yeah, I was, I believe, supposed to just do 2 episodes in season 1. And then I'm real lucky they just kept having me back. And then by season 3, I was a regular. And now they're going to have to drag my dead body out of that building, because I'm so thrilled to be there. And I love being part of it. It's a great trajectory. It's like sort of the dream to not only have a regular job, but a regular job with incredible people on a show that films in my hometown, which I love so much. And it's a show that I would watch even if I wasn't on it. So it does feel like I'm not, it's not lost on me how lucky I am. It's not going to be like this forever. So I'm just trying to enjoy every minute.
Well, so yeah, I mean, as an actor and you have been around for a minute, and you have
been around for quite a while.
You've been around for a minute, and you've done other amazing things. But for an actor to get into the situation where it was just a guest spot, and you've done those before, you've been in that situation, then go to have the creative team see what you do and recognize, oh, there's something that, sure, this character is great, but there's something that this person brings to the character that then I need to keep bringing this person back. For an actor, how does that feel? And when you were doing those first few episodes where you weren't quite a regular yet, did you feel like you got it, that you felt like you understood this character in a way that maybe others didn't?
I feel like I got this character from the get-go. From the first audition, John gave me a little adjustment after I did the whole scene. And it made so much sense to me. He just makes a lot of sense to me. And there's stuff that's not on the page that I think I bring to it that has sort of become ingrained in the character and the way he's written. Sort of his quick emotional shifts are such a big part of him. And it's not necessarily written that way, but it's definitely the way I play him. I feel like I get him, and I feel like I deeply enjoy playing him. It's sort of an
Mhm.
amped up version of a lot of my own qualities.
Mhm.
Um, and that's very fun and cathartic to do.
Yes, I can attest that is true. It is an amped up version of you. And so like Howard, your character Howard is this sort of I don't even how do you describe Howard to people?
Um, Christoph Waltz, I was talking to him about describing characters, and he doesn't do it because he says that's not my job to describe the characters. And I was like, I'll never describe a character again, but I will for you. I would say he's incredibly vulnerable, but super sharp. He's sweet and sour. He at his core really just wants to belong and wants a community and
Mhm.
wants friendship,
Mhm.
or people in his life. He fills it with animals and
Mhm.
hobbies that he's not that good at, and he just has a deep desire to be part of the group, you
Yeah.
know. And I feel like that's all very, very universal. It's very real. I mean,
Mhm.
he's a very wild character. He's very over the top. He's very funny, but at his core, it's all really universal stuff. Like you
Yeah.
wanting to belong, wanting to find your place in the world, trying to find out what you're good at, and failing, and learning from your failures.
Mhm.
Um, so that's it. I mean, I always try to find like the realness behind him, and I think he's actually very real.
Yeah, I would agree. And what I love about your character and when it there is this sort of thing of like the character actor or the supporting role where this type of character could easily have just been camp and just played in a very particular way. And
Mhm.
but for him, it's kind of like there's this element of Perks of Being the Wallflower where as this person's story because they've always sort of been on the outside looking in, wanting to be involved, wanting to be in
Right,
on the action. And
right.
it's very similar to Nathan Lane's character in The Birdcage in that you have this very vulnerable character over the top,
Mhm.
sure. I mean, campy and whatever. To the
Yeah,
rest of the world, this person is this campy, eccentric thing. But when
yeah,
you really look and in a genius actor's hands like yours and like Nathan Lane for The Birdcage, you see the emotional depth in this person and the vulnerability I think in this person, and it comes through in your performance. Did you feel that with this character that like the backstory for this character? I saw it from the very beginning. Sure, he has all these cats and he's silly and he's sort of a hermit, but like there's a reason why he's like that, and that's what fascinated me.
yeah. And I think in this season, I sort of learn about him as I go. I don't think too deeply into what came before, and I sort of learn as I get the scripts. And I've been so lucky that every script I got doesn't negate anything I was thinking. It just
Mm,
informs him more and more. The
mhm,
writers are just so good. And this season in particular, I had a feeling that his relationship with his mother was one way, and we see that it was maybe a different way than I had thought. And we get to sort of like this beautiful backstory of his that I would have never known,
mm.
through some flashbacks. And I think that's I thought that was really exciting to learn about him. I just guess I didn't know. I never know what's going on with him really. I kind of just take it for face value while I'm doing the scenes.
Yeah, which is kind of exciting in a way, don't you think?
Yeah,
That you're
because I
kind
also
of like
think he's a little bit in his core mysterious. Like there's he's always. I know the fans always think I did it, or I'm involved somehow. I never want to know. So like there is always like he is always two things at once,
mhm.
which is really fun.
Yeah. Well, when you're playing a character like this who is so unique, there is and one of the things that I like about sort of your career and what you've done is your characters have been varied in different ways. But there is sort of the worry of being sort of typecast in this particular way. And what I like about this show is that the character could have started that way, but it's grown. And this season, I think in particular, there's some
Yeah.
nuances. It's grown to show that like you can't even be typecast in a character like this because you don't know where this character is going.
No, I mean this season he's changed a lot. This season he's certainly definitely trying to certainly definitely trying to assert his independence,
Yeah.
and he's doing it poorly, of course. But
Mhm.
he is trying to convince himself and everybody else that he's over the trio, that he
Yeah.
doesn't need to be part of the group this season. And I know in my core that is not true. But every season he's a little different. He finds something new
Yeah.
that he's obsessing about, something new that he's trying to be good at.
Mhm.
And that's that. Yeah, there's a baseline of Howard, but he's literally, the colors of him are different every single scene to
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
That is,
mean,
I do feel lucky about that. I have, like you said, I've been around for a while. I've done
yeah.
a lot of different kinds of roles.
You were in a best
Um,
picture, I mean, come on, like there's Oscar movies you're in. So like
yeah,
you're in The Post. I mean, you're
the
in
Post, the
like
Spotlight,
yes, yes.
American Fiction, but like,
Yeah.
uh, I think I'm a really specific actor, but I've been lucky that I get to play so many different colors of that specificity through all these kinds of jobs. So that's something I'm very happy about.
Also too, I mean, just as like as a queer person, it's kind of nice to see you in films like The Post or American Fiction in that you're not trying to be the it gets better actor, gay actor. You know what I mean? Where like you're cast in that way and we find hope in this gay. You're just a person. You're just a
Yeah,
person who happens to be kind of gay in the world in which you're placed.
a
And that's
thousand
kind of
percent.
amazing.
Yeah, a lot of times we don't even discuss it. The character isn't even written as gay. I
Yes.
am just uh doing my thing. you know and it's been very freeing to like not try to fit into something else. Like, I feel like I really started working and started working regularly once I stopped worrying about being what people thought I should be, or what I thought people thought I should be. And acting, like this personality, this package, this body, this voice can be in any world. It could be in the
Yeah.
1950s in a writer's room on Mrs. Maisel. It could be, it
Mhm.
could be at the Post in a newspaper office or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Newsroom.
Newsroom. I
Yeah.
prefer to call it newspaper office. So yeah, that's been freeing to just sort of
Well,
not try to
and
change myself.
exactly. And it's kind of in a weird way, I mean, in some kind of way, like Howard over the past few seasons, in that Howard has really had to find his voice and feel comfortable in himself in order to
Yeah,
be a part of the group and to find value in it. And once he's able to do that, he's others are able to see him as valuable, you
yeah,
know?
I agree. And he's tenacious. Like most
Yeah.
people I think, would have given up on
Mhm.
all the things that he's tried throughout the 5 seasons, especially trying to be friends with the trio who, for the first few seasons, were not having him. He was not
Yeah.
part of that group. Um, and I think that that's what I like about him so much, is he's so tenacious and he's just going to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, and has really no shame about it.
Yeah.
He is shameless, and that is something that I am not. So I do like dabbling with that. Uh,
See, I'm that way. I'm
yeah,
shameless in that
lucky.
I don't have an embarrassment thing in me. I'm not easily embarrassed, so I just kind of say and do the things that I probably shouldn't do all the time.
We grew up in different places.
We did. We did. We did. Well, so in general, I want to ask because I mean, it is kind of exciting. That I have a friend on everyone's favorite show, but for you, how does it feel to be on quite literally everyone's favorite show?
It's a dream. Like, people stop me all the time on the street, and if I'm with friends, they're like, "Does this bother you?" And I was like, "This is exactly what I always wanted, was someone I didn't know to tell me they appreciate what I'm doing." Like, of course I don't mind it. It's really nice to be, there's so much amazing TV. It's really nice to be in a show that people talk about, people know, and even more so, be on a show with like a cast that is
Yeah.
bananas. The Not just the core trio, Steve, Marty, and Selena, who are great and nice and set the most wonderful tone for the whole set, but also all of these incredible guest stars we've had
My
from
God.
beginning to end, or beginning to season 5 now.
Yeah.
From Shirley MacLaine to Meryl Streep to Diane Wiest to Renee Zellweger,
This
Christoph
is a
Waltz.
gay man's dream.
It is incredible. I mean, yes, it is. So yeah, I feel overjoyed. It feels like an embarrassment of riches to be on this show with these people at this
Yeah.
time. I'm very lucky.
Well, and so to lean in a little bit to the gay man's dream part, I don't like I keep my cool pretty much with anyone I
Mhm.
talk to. I find I'm pretty good about it. But I interviewed Renee Zellweger and I've interviewed her a few times, but we met in person in London for Bridget Jones. And I quite literally walked in and was breathless because
Mhm.
she's a movie star. She's
Yeah.
just a star. And I found for the first time in my career, I was kind of speechless, and I only had a
Mhm.
few minutes, so I needed to find some words. But
Yeah.
like, but she was so I mean, she was so wonderful, and she calmed me down, and it was nice and everything.
Yeah.
So like, how do you compose yourself with like when like Meryl Streep is just sort of knows who you are?
I mean, well, Meryl Streep is so disarming and lovely the first time I met her that
Mhm.
she did all the work there. It was like I had no choice but to be comfortable because she was so nice.
Yeah.
But like I can't, like you said, you have not a lot of time. I
Yeah.
don't have the time to get breathless and starstruck,
Mm.
so it happens later. Like it happens after the
Mm.
fact. Um, I'm lucky because my first ever TV audition and my first ever TV job was a co-star on 30 Rock with Tina Fey, and I was a humongous Tina Fey fan at the time, and I still am. And I found myself acting with her and Jane Krakowski for the first time ever on a TV set, and I didn't have time to be like, "Wow!" I just had to do my job, and it's
Yeah.
been like that for me from the beginning. Like I've really acted with people that I have admired for so long, but I have to get to set and do the work. And like something I learned is like I don't ever geek out on someone or
Mm.
tell them how much I love them or what I love them from and this and that until it's over.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, like
Yeah.
I just find like it makes it uncomfortable if you're like I just loved you in this and that. I don't want to come off like I don't want to start off seeming like a fan. I want to do my best to seem like a equal peer, and
Yeah.
then afterwards I'll geek out and gush
Well,
right
because
over it.
then you can have that moment of being like, then the star, the actual Renee Zellweger can be like, "Oh, well, you were so calm and collected," and then
And
literally,
I
this is
and I'm
this,
like acting.
yeah, that's literally a quote from Renee Zellweger from one of our chats where I said, how did like it was probably from Judy, how did you find the rhythm to whatever?" And she literally just went, "Oh, darling, that's just acting." and, and it's something that just sticks out in my head to this day, that like whenever I think like, oh, this superhuman person, how does Meryl Streep do that with the tear and the thing and the whatever,
Yeah,
literally the response is always, that's just acting.
yeah. Totally.
It's just so good. Well, so okay, of the guest stars, speaking of guest stars, of
Yeah.
the guest stars this season, I mean, obviously, the people are watching right now when this goes out, and like and people have been watching it, but like what can we expect from some of the guest stars this season, and like how excited were you to work with the likes of Renee Zellweger, etc.?
And also the likes of Jermaine Fowler, who is like so incredible in this season, who plays Randall the doorman, and Beanie Feldstein. Like,
Yes.
all of every single person who comes on this set and in the show is firing on all cylinders. Like there is no room to
Yeah.
sink. Like everybody's buoyant and up and giving their best.
Hmm.
So it's an incredible dream. I think the audience is in for a real ride when it comes to this season, as far as this other trio, Logan Lerman, Christoph
Hmm.
Waltz, and Renee Zellweger. They are an incredible trio. And then we have this sort of mob world with Bobby
Hmm.
Cannavale and Taya Leone and all these boys that are their sons that are so, so funny. Um, and Beanie's playing an incredible character. It's just, every day is another delight depending on who's there. It's always fun, and it's always fun to watch all of them. But I think people are going to be really excited by there's so many different storylines going on this season,
Yeah.
and they all
Yeah.
converge in such an incredible way. If I do say so myself.
Oh, I'm dying. I can't. I mean, I am actually dying. So like I want to have just a fun moment with you. I don't know I don't know if I've ever asked you this before, and I don't know if you know this about me, but I love a true crime moment. I love a crime
Mm.
moment. I love a mystery moment. And I am actively, for example, in my building right now, in my apartment building, there's a bit of it's not quite a murder, but it's a mystery in that I believe that my management company is using certain units for Airbnbs. And I'm
Huh.
being told left and right that it's not happening by management, even every time I bring it up. But then I just keep seeing luggages and luggages and luggages of foreigners coming into this building. And so
Yeah.
I'm pulling my own little Only Murders in the Building investigation in trying to figure out if my building is an Airbnb. So my question then for you is, do you have the inclination in your building or where you live to be the suspicious, nosy neighbor to try to figure out what maybe is going on? And do you think that you could solve a murder in the building?
I can solve a murder. I could definitely solve a murder in a building like that. I can find anybody if I have
So
just
confident.
I can. I know this. Like my friends know this about me. They're like, "Oh, I met this guy at a bar. His name was like, I don't know, Tony." And I was like, "What did he do for work?" And they're like, "He's a, I don't know, a lawyer, and he's from like the South." And I'm like, "I can find him." And they're like, "Is this his Instagram?" I can do it. I know how to find out things. I am a sleuth by nature.
Mhm.
I am nosy by nature. I could definitely 100% solve a crime. I don't know if I could solve the Airbnb mystery though. I don't know how helpful I would be with that.
Well, so I'm trying. I'm actually trying.
Yeah.
I quite literally, because I talk for a living. So like I can talk to
Mhm.
people, and I have started to ask these people, "Oh, where are you staying? Have you been here?
Yeah.
Have you lived here long?" Just to try to get them to say, but
Yeah.
I think these people are being coached to say they're not Airbnb, like they're
Yeah.
being
They're like
told not to talk
subletting.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because
something's up.
is it illegal or something in
I think
LA
so.
to
Well, that's
do?
what they told me. My building told me it's illegal.
Oh yeah, because there used to be so many short term Airbnbs in LA, right? But now
Yeah.
you have to do long term.
Yes. So now I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. I really
Because
am.
you want to be able to. You're like, it's not that you're like opposed to Airbnb. It's that you want to Airbnb.
That's the thing. No, I don't even want to Airbnb, and I don't even have a problem. I've had no
You
disturbances
just
at
want to
all
be
with these
right.
wonderful tours. I just want to know. I just want to be
That's it.
right.
Yeah. I just want to know and be right. That seems like the right reason to do an investigation. To be right. I don't care how it
Like,
turns out. I just want to be right.
I really don't. I don't care. I'm not bothered. I just want to be right, which I think you can relate to. Like in these
Yeah.
situations, you just want to get it right.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Michael, you are fantastic. You're
I'm so
fantastic
happy
on
to
this
see you.
show. I'm so proud of you, and I just can't implore everyone enough to watch this show. It's just, I mean, they already are. It's not like I have to work hard to do it. Everyone's watching the show.
Watch the show. Keep watching the show.
Yes.
Yes. And thank you for having me. It's so good to see you.
Of course. Seriously, I'm obsessed with Only Murders in the Building, and I know you probably are too because it's the internet's favorite show. So make sure that you watch season 5 of Only Murders in the Building, and keep an eye on Michael Cyril Creighton because he's kind of one to watch in a lot of ways, especially this season. No spoilers, just saying, Thanks so much for watching today's episode of The Parting Shot. I'm H. Alan Scott. You can follow me at H. Alan Scott on everything. Go to Newsweek.com for more. And in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe and do all the things you're supposed to do here on YouTube. Have a good one.